I got one. Look.
Hey, Wood, that isn't soapstone. That ain't alabaster either.
What are you, a fucking geologist?
He's right, it ain't.
Well, what the hell is it then?
A horse apple.
Bullshit.
Oh, horse shit. Petrified.
Jesus. Oh, damn.
Despite a few hitches, the boys came through in fine style. And by the weekend he was due back, we had enough rock saved up to keep him busy till rapture. Also got a big shipment in that week. Cigarettes, chewing gum, sipping whiskey, playing cards with naked ladies on them, you name it. And of course, the most important item. Rita Hayworth herself.
Hey movie gang, welcome back to Lights Camera Classics, where we break down the coolest moments in film history and the legends who made them happen. Today we're throwing it back to the original Hollywood goddess, the one, the only, Rita Hayworth. Yeah, if you've ever heard the phrase love goddess, that's all because of her. Rita was the embodiment of classic Hollywood glamour, but behind that famous smile, there's a whole lot more to her story. And trust me, it's wild.
Good evening, Mrs. Munson.
Can't you return the compliment, Johnny?
You're looking very beautiful.
Why, thank you. If there's anything I love, it's a spontaneous, impulsive compliment like that. And because you're so nice, I'm going to show you something. My husband gave it to me for a coming home present. Is it cute?
50,000 pesos and it's cute. Isn't she fabulous, Johnny?
Fabulous.
Wait, Johnny. Let's drink to us. To the three of us.
To the three of us.
What's the matter, Johnny?
I get confused.
Confused? Why?
Well, just a few weeks ago, we drank a toast to the three of us.
Well, who was the third one then? Should I be jealous?
Hardly, darling. Just a friend of mine.
Is it a him or a her?
That's a very interesting question. What do you think, Johnny?
A her.
Oh.
Why that conclusion?
Because it looks like one thing, then right in front of your eyes, it becomes another thing.
Well, you haven't much faith in the stability of women then, have you, Johnny?
That's right.
One wonders who the woman was who brought our Johnny to this pretty pass. Doesn't one, Gilda?
One does. Let's hate her. Shall we, Bella?
Let's. Shall we, Johnny?
Let's. Now that I'll drink to.
Let's dive into Rita's career, her life, and two of her most iconic films that defined her legacy, The Lady from Shanghai and Gilda. All right, let's rewind. Born Margarita Carmen Cancino in 1918. Yeah, super fancy. Rita started as a dancer. Her dad was a professional dancer. By age 12, Rita was already on stage. But Hollywood came calling, and she went through one of those classic Hollywood transformations. Name change, hair change, yep. That iconic red hair? Total reinvention. By the 1940s, Rita was everywhere. She wasn't just an actress, she was the pinup girl of World War II. Like, soldiers had her poster on their walls. It was that serious. But Rita wasn't just about looks. She had range. She could dance and act and had this magnetic screen presence. Basically, she was the whole meal.
My name is Rusty Park.
Parker. Parker. Could I see Mr. Couder about the vanity cover?
Miss Jackson, Mr. Couder's assistant, does the interviewing. If you'll wait, she'll try to see you.
Thank you.
Just look at that. Absolute legend. Let's fast forward to 1946 when Rita became Gilda. Now, if you don't know Gilda, just know this. It's the film that solidified Rita Hayworth as a true Hollywood icon. This movie...
Apparently I'm in serious trouble. My wife seems to be missing.
She's dancing.
You shouldn't have allowed it, Johnny.
She wanted to dance with a guy. What do you want me to do? She's not my... She's your wife.
Go get her.
Now, wait a minute. She's yours.
That's exactly the reason, Johnny. A husband always looks a bit ridiculous, don't you think? Dragging his wife from another man's arms.
I'll get it, Ballard.
Thank you, Johnny.
Pardon me, but your husband is showing.
Oh, thank you. Perhaps again sometime.
Until that sometime, I shall only miserably exist, senora.
I always say there's something about Latin men. For one thing, they can dance. For another thing... What's your telephone number?
Oh,
never mind. I'll give you mine. Cujo 3017.
Cujo 3017.
Ha sido un placer bailar con usted, capitán.
El placer ha sido mío, senora.
What did you say to him?
I just told him if a man answers, hang up. Wasn't that all right?
You can't talk to men down here the way you would at home. They don't understand it.
Understand what?
They think you mean it.
Mean what?
Doesn't it bother you at all that you're married?
What I want to know is, does it bother you?
In Gilda, Rita plays this femme fatale who's caught in a love triangle between two men in Buenos Aires. It's filled with secrets, betrayal, and that unforgettable scene where she performed Put the Blame on Mame.
When they had the earthquake in San Francisco back in 1906, they said that old Mother Nature was up to her old trick. That's the story that went around, but here's the real lowdown. Put the blame on Mame, boy. Put the blame on Mame. One night she started to shim and shake. That brought on the Frisco quake. So you can put the blame on Mame, boy. Put the blame on Mame.
Yeah, that scene, absolutely scandalous for the time. It's basically Rita saying, hey, I'm in control here. It's iconic because not only does she look stunning, but she also nails the sense of power and mystery. After Gilda, Rita wasn't just an actress. She was a star, like a superstar. Fun fact, Rita once said, men go to bed with Gilda, but wake up with me. That's just how big the gap was between her on-screen image and real life.
What a surprise to hear a woman singing in my house, eh, Johnny?
That's quite a surprise.
Gilda, are you decent?
Me? Sure, I'm decent.
If Gilda showed off Rita's power as a femme fatale, the lady from Shanghai took it to another level. Released just a year later in 1947, this film was a total departure from the glamorous Gilda. Directed by Orson Welles, yep, that Orson Welles, who was also her husband at the time. The Lady from Shanghai is a noir thriller that's all about deception, double crosses, and wild plot twists. Rita plays Elsa Bannister, a character who's totally different from Gilda. She's cold, calculating, and oh yeah, they bleached her hair blonde for this role. Big change, right?
When I start out to make a fool of myself,
There's very little can stop me. If I'd known where it would end, I'd have never let anything start. If I had been in my right mind, that is. But once I'd seen her, I was not in my right mind for quite some time. Good evening, said I, thinking myself a very gay dog indeed. But here was a beautiful girl all by herself and me with plenty of time, nothing to do but get myself into trouble. Some people can smell danger. Not me. I asked her if she'd have a cigarette. It's my last one. I've been looking forward to it, so please don't disappoint me.
But I don't smoke.
The way it's shot, still mind-blowing today. Check out my feature on Orson Welles, by the way. I'll leave the link below. He hit different, no cap. But here's the crazy part. The film was a flop when it first came out. People just couldn't handle seeing Rita in such a different role. But over time, it became a cult classic, and now it's considered one of the best film noirs ever.
In here, we're less likely to be heard.
I was thinking it was only your husband you wanted to kill.
Why don't you try to understand? George was supposed to take care of Arthur, but he lost his silly head and shot Broom. After that, I knew I couldn't trust him. He was mad. He had to be shot.
And what about me?
We could have gone off together.
Into the sunrise. You and me, or you and Grisby.
I love you.
One who follows his nature keeps his original nature in the end. But haven't you heard ever of something better to follow?
No.
I knew I'd find you two together. If I hadn't, Elsa, I might have gone on playing it your way. You didn't know that, but you did plan for me to follow you.
You've been drinking.
I presume you think that if you murder me here, your sailor friend will get the blame, and you'll be free to spend my money. Well, dear, you aren't the only one who wants me to die. Our good friend, the district attorney, is just itching to open a letter that I left with him. The letter tells all about you, lover. So you'd be foolish to fire that gun. With these mirrors, it's difficult to tell. You are aiming at me, aren't you? I'm aiming at you, lover. Of course, killing you is killing myself. It's the same thing. But you know, I'm pretty tired of both of us.
Dude, that final scene in the mirror maze, genius. Rita took a massive risk here, and that's why she's so iconic. She wasn't afraid to switch it up. Rita Hayworth wasn't just a screen goddess, she was a trailblazer. She knew Hollywood wanted her to be this glamorous sex symbol, but she was so much more than that. From the height of her fame to the later years of her career, she navigated Hollywood's expectations with grace and talent. And let's not forget, she was one of the first stars to bring attention to Alzheimer's disease, which she battled in her later years. Her legacy goes beyond the silver screen. She's remembered not only as a Hollywood legend, but also as someone who broke barriers, both in film and in life.
Got a light?
Yes, Mrs. Matson. It is so crowded and yet so lonely, isn't it?
How did you know?
You smoke too much. I've noticed. Only frustrated people smoke too much, and only lonely people are frustrated.
Well, aren't you cute?
Cute? Me?
Awfully cute. I think I'm gonna like you.
So if you haven't already, go check out GILDA and The Lady from Shanghai and just bask in the glory that is Rita Hayworth. She was a one-of-a-kind icon who shaped Hollywood and continues to inspire to this day. So what do you guys think? Do you have a favorite Rita Hayworth film? Drop it in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into Hollywood's greatest legends. Catch you next time on Lights, Camera, Classics. And remember,
Hate is a very exciting emotion. Haven't you noticed? Very exciting.
hate you too, Johnny.